What's up? Welcome back. It has been a long, almost 4 weeks since I last posted a video. Today's video is going to be a quick, and when I say quick, I mean quick postpartum update. Tomorrow, baby boy is 6 weeks. He will not be in this video. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold / sinus infection. I don't know which one it is, but now baby boy Brandon Gray has it, and I sound a little stuffed up because I'm not like fully over it, so forgive me. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, so another car chronicle because I cannot get any peace in the house in order to record this for you guys, and I really want to put it out so I could just get you guys caught up. I'm gonna do my last few pregnancy videos, probably all this week will be like the last few videos that I want to do regarding this pregnancy, and then we're going to move on to motherhood after pregnancy. That was my last pregnancy, y'all. With this pregnancy, I felt very complete. I got my son. He is the last piece to our puzzle. We are a big, beautiful, happy family, 5 girls, 1 boy, and I'm just over the moon with my son and like getting to know him. But I did get my tubes removed, so that is the end of that journey for me. Yeah, so we'll get into all of that. But so like I said, he will not be in this video. He is a little sick right now, a little congested, very agitated. It's been a rough one, okay? So first I'll start with me and how I'm doing, and then I'll get to him. So me. Where do I start, guys? It has been physically, I don't want to, okay, so it has been a rough recovery, but not due to pain or anything, but due to extended bleeding, and I'll get into that. So if you have not caught up, on my channel, I did post a birth vlog, a successful C-section, and it was successful. The biggest difference with that hospital stay is we came home 72 hours later versus I think we usually I'm in there until like day 5 or day 6. So this was a huge change for me. We came home 3 days after, and the day after we were out of a car. We have 4 kiddos in school. They go to 3 different schools. Yeah, it was just very stressful, and then we ran into a big financial hardship. So we have been working diligently to dig ourselves out of that financial hardship. We're not quite out of the woods, but that has taken, unfortunately, precedent over my focus on my postpartum recovery. So I'm just rolling with the punches as far as postpartum recovery, and I'm okay. Mentally, I'm really drained. Physically, I'm really tired. Y'all know how it is to have a newborn, but you know, we do what we gotta do. So unfortunately, I have not been able to sit down and really just take in my new little one, but the moments that I do get, I really hone in and focus and just love on him and just eat all of his beautiful presence up. I feel so blessed and so thankful to have him. So I know that this time will pass and things will settle, and I'll get to really take him in, but for now it is what it is. So yeah, so we came home, and like I said, I haven't really had a chance to sit down. So the first thing that happened was my incision opened back up in a few areas, the same way it did with Coco. And so with Coco, I did have a a good amount of time to sit back and relax and recover, and my incision still opened. I don't really think, it's just really hard when you have a large family, because my mom was out here, and she was out here for the longest that she's ever been, for 3.5 weeks. But at the end of the day, I have a large family, and I have to get up, I have to move, I have to do what I have to do. It was the start of school. If you watch my vlog, I was kind of sad about that, because I didn't get to see them off to school for their first day, and this was Farron's first day of high school, so that was a little hard. But family stepped up and made sure that they had a smooth transition from summer into the school year. It just opened up in a few areas. It wasn't too terrible. I didn't have to like go in, and I didn't have to take antibiotics. There was no infection. I didn't have to have any procedures done. I just had to have steri strips placed for another week, and it healed right up just fine. But I did, and this next thing that I talk about may be due to the fact that I was actually home when I'm used to being in the hospital for at least 2 to 3 days more than I was this time, which means you have a nurse coming in every time you're supposed to have medication. You're getting it on the hour, non-stop. You're not missing anything as far as pain management. But with this go round, I was home earlier, and I'm sure I wasn't always on time, especially through the night with my pain medication, but I experienced more pain around my incision. And I also don't know if that was due to my tubal removal either. So these are just things that were different, and I don't know what they're associated to. One thing that I'm pretty sure is associated with the removal of my tubes, I had deep abdominal pain for at least the first 3 weeks, to where I thought that something was going wrong with my recovery. It was just like this deep-seated abdominal pain, cramping. At one point, I was actually doubled over in the kitchen, and luckily my mom was there. She ran and grabbed me a chair. I sat down. It only lasts for a few seconds, but it was still pretty scary because I've never experienced that, and I just, to this day, I don't know what it is. I am 6 weeks postpartum tomorrow, and about 3 days ago, I got my period back. So wait, let me backtrack. First of all, I never stopped bleeding. I never stopped bleeding after the C-section. Usually I bleed for about 2 to 3 weeks on and off. I never stopped bleeding. It wasn't a lot. And I did notice that this blood was like deep, dark red. It really looked black, honestly. Not to be TMI, but this is what it is. And it never stopped. And it just went right into my period about 4 days ago, 3-4 days ago now. All of a sudden, I felt this very heavy gush, and when I went to the bathroom, bright red, definitely my period, bleeding. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, the second thing that I experienced, well, third, so we have the incision opened back up, that healed. I had the deep-seated abdominal pain that subsided after like week 3, and then my blood pressure, when I came in for my first check, was it my first? No, I had extra visits to the doctor because my incision opened back up. So it wasn't at my 1 week postpartum visit, but it was the following week, so 2 weeks after. I went to the doctor, and my blood pressure was elevated, and I dealt with that for about 2 weeks before I got it back regulated. We had to up, I am on medication for it, labetalol. We played with the dosage twice before we got it right, and I will continue to be on that. Even though my blood pressure has stabilized now, I will continue to be on that until maybe about 3 to 4 months postpartum, and that's how long I'll see my doctor. So I see her again at 12 weeks unless my blood pressure starts to get out of hand again. I'll just make an appointment, and we'll go in and see her, and we'll go to the next step. But we're just going to speak it into the universe that that's not going to happen, and my blood pressure is going to stay in the normal range like it is right now. I'm doing okay though. I go back to work in about 2 weeks, and I have been down a little bit, but again, I'm going through a financial hardship right now that I'm trying to get through, so I don't really want to say it's postpartum. I did talk to the doctor about it. She did prescribe me some antidepressants, but we both agreed that we will hold off. I filled the prescription, but I'm not taking the medication. I'm going to try to wait it out a bit because I truly do believe this is just situational and not postpartum. In the meantime, I did let my best friend know what's going on, and he is aware and checking on me and can let me know when I'm not really being myself. I had one day which was a really dark down day, had some not so good thoughts, called him right away. He was calling me every hour, on the hour, checking on me. Thank you, DJ, I love you. And although you did not tell me, hey, this is what I'm doing, I caught on to what you were doing, and I appreciate you for checking on me and making sure that I was good. And you've continued to check on me to make sure I'm good, so I appreciate that. I love you. And of course, my husband is like, he gets all of the up and down emotions, so he's very aware that my hormones are up and down. And we've also discussed things, and I think we pretty much agree that it's probably more situational than anything. So with all that said, breastfeeding is going amazing. This little boy, his appetite, so different than his sister's. He has such a big appetite. This is the first time I feel like my supply is having a hard time keeping up with him. I just actually last night experienced an increase in my milk supply. I've been pumping exactly what he drinks, about 3 to 4 ounces per feeding. And he just started showing signs. Y'all, he's 6 weeks tomorrow. He just started showing signs that that's not enough for him. And then last night, in the last few days, and then last night, just out of nowhere, like, my breast just filled up, and just on one side, which is my left side, that's where the bulk of my milk production comes from. My left side, I just got a increase in production, I'll just say that. I pumped and had well over 6 ounces just from that side. So I have started to freeze my milk. I started that weeks ago, probably when he was about 2 weeks, because I knew I was going back to work at 6 weeks this time. So I don't have a lot. Like I said, my supply is having a hard time keeping up with him. Hopefully that problem is no longer after last night's increase in production, but I probably have maybe anywhere between 6 to 10 bags of milk froze for him. My schedule at work will be changing, so hopefully it won't be too bad, and I can play catch up in these next 2 weeks to get more milk stored for him. But yeah, so that's a blessing. That's going great. I am losing a lot of weight, again, probably because of stress. As you can see, you can always tell in my neck area when I'm losing or gaining weight, in my cheeks and my shoulders. So still nowhere near where I want to be. I was 212 pounds when I gave birth. Today at 6 weeks, five weeks and 6 days postpartum, I'm down to 175. So I've lost quite a bit of weight, and that is without dieting and exercising. So once I get to the go to do that, I will be working diligently. I feel like I've always slacked on postpartum fitness and things like that, because I always knew that my family wasn't complete yet. And so it was just like, and y'all, don't follow do not follow what I'm about to say, because that's not a good mindset to have. But I always felt like, why am I gonna bust my behind to get back into shape and be fit and get back to, you know, this weight that I want, and just to get pregnant again. And I gained weight in pregnancy, okay? Weight, not a little weight, not tummy weight. I gained weight. So it was like, why am I gonna put myself through that? That's a terrible mindset to have, y'all. Please be as healthy and as fit as possible before, during, and after your pregnancy, okay? I just feel like I'm in this transitional phase to where, for lack of a better description, I feel like I'm now going to be living rather than planning, because I'm a planner. I analyze everything, and so when I'm planning out my family, it's just a different mode. So now I'm just going to be raising my kids, and we want to get into traveling and just get back to being myself. And yeah, so some things are just changing, and I'm excited to take you guys on that journey with me. So that's it as far as me. As far as a baby boy, he is great. So he was born 9 pounds 5 ounces. He lost a little bit of weight in those first 2 weeks. He gained it back. We don't have another doctor's appointment for another few weeks, so I don't know his weight right now. But the last time he was weighed, he was 9 pounds 11 ounces, I think. Shortly after birth, about 2 weeks after, my mom had noticed a lump on his head. He had what was called a cephalotoma, which is very common. None of my kids ever had it, so this scared the crap out of me, and we went to the urgent care. But it's basically a fluid buildup under the scalp, and in my case, it was most likely from him being down and in position, pressing against my cervix for about, let's see, he got into position at 32 weeks, and I had him at 38 weeks. So for about 5 weeks, his head was pushing up against my cervix, and we think that that is what caused the cephalotoma. It is getting smaller, it's going down. After the urgent care, I also took him to his pediatrician just to make sure she looked at it, and as soon as she felt it and looked at it, she also said that the same thing right away, cephalotoma. So that is going away. Like I said, his appetite is amazing. He's so strong, y'all. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I posted him holding his little head up, and he's been doing this since like week number 2. It's just like, boy, what's going on? How are you able to do all this already? But he's holding his little head up. He looks around. He's very, very alert. He is looking at you. He is studying you, your facial features once you get close enough. And yeah, he's just, he's very much alert, and he's very much starting to show his personality. He's happy. The girls love him. Serenity adores him. I mean, she just, anytime she comes near him, she goes, "Aww," which then makes me go, "Aww." They adore him. And I think that they are all going to be so close, and I'm so excited just to see how they all bond and just love on each other. I always say that the best gift a parent can give a child is a sibling. And I've given and given and given and given. So these kids, they'll thank me later when they have each other. My next video is going to be a giveaway, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, and get ready to enter into that giveaway. Following that, I will have my last few pregnancy videos coming out, just about the differences between being pregnant with my girls and a boy. And also the differences just as newborns, and my birth experience, the difference between having a boy and my girls. So if you are already a subscriber here, thank you. You know I appreciate you. I love y'all. A lot of y'all been rocking with me since day one. It's been a long 2 years, but y'all are here, and I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all, and I enjoy sharing my journey with you guys and sharing what I do know about motherhood. If you are new here, welcome. I appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to watch this video. Please drop a comment below and say, hey, introduce yourself, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.